Hello.
Hello.
Welcome, Veronica. Wow.
Welcome.
It's been a whole week.
A whole week, 7 days.
7 whole, yeah, roughly. You know, time is relative.
Sure is.
But this is episode 49 of the NgoVo Convo podcast, where two stupids make it hype.
Right?
Right. Hype.
Hype.
It's
Hype
okay because
this
I'm one of your
week.
hype. But that's right.
Yeah.
Oh no. I'm one of your hosts, Harrison No, and I'm joined by Veronica Vo.
It's me. I'm right here.
Her. She's over here.
He's right. He's right there.
One day we're gonna do like a fusion thing. It'll be hilarious.
I know. Do a heart.
Too bad.
We'll do it.
Yeah, because if you're new here, we just both want an excuse to talk about anything that ranges from anime to comics. Some would say conversing. You know,
Wow.
like NgoVo Convo. Wow.
Wow. You can spell?
You can watch every episode on youtube.com or listen to it as a podcast by searching up NgoVo Convo on your podcast service of choice. Because I'm going to ignore that, Veronica. That's rude as hell.
Wow. But we're everywhere. 10
But yeah,
platforms.
or where.
Everywhere.
If we're not, let us know somehow.
And then we'll be everywhere.
Yeah, easy, GG.
Easy.
But yeah, in this episode, we're going to talk about the rising. I can't remember all this. It's the rising of the Shield Hero, season
Yes.
1.
Season 1.
Mainly because season 2 literally just came out last week.
Yes.
Last
week of recording.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So probably 2 weeks. Yeah, 2 weeks.
2 weeks
by the
from
time
when this drops. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We got it.
So-
we got it.
But yeah, we're going to be talking about that. So you haven't finished that season, go ahead and go watch it.
Binge watch all 25 episodes.
I did.
Harrison did.
I did for sure. But yeah, please go watch that, and then please come back in a day or two, because I'm assuming you can watch that fast.
Yeah. And then
I trust you.
Start season 2.
Might as well.
Yeah,
You're
might as well.
You're already
You're
there. You might
there.
as well.
Yeah.
Easy. But-
Easy.
On that note, just want to add that we're sponsored by Anchor, but we'll get into that later.
Much later.
Much later.
Much later.
Veronica.
Harrison.
I just said that, and I was just like, like the moment I said Veronica, I thought of that TikTok, and I was like, oh no. I'm gonna
Oh.
do that. That's like old news. Stop.
Can't think about that. It's not
It's
TikTok
okay.
time.
Wrong anime. But the Rising of the Shield Hero. We're gonna kind of. Did I mention? No, I didn't mention this. Yeah,
We're just gonna talk about it.
we're just gonna talk about it. But yeah, if we give our non-spoiler thoughts first. Just really quick thoughts on what we think of this show. Thoughts of things. Yeah.
Wow.
Veronica, you go first. It sounded better in my head. Okay, and then I said it. I was like,
it's
yeah,
fine.
that doesn't work.
And it's Monday when we're recording this, so you know it's fine. The Monday brains.
Monday brains.
I don't like isekai, and I've said this many, many times, but somehow I always find a really good isekai to watch. Like Slime's a good one, and then Rising Shield Hero is a good one.
Literally a needle in a haystack.
Yeah, literally. It caught me by surprise because I think the first 4 episodes was really hard to watch, in my opinion.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It was just, I think it was because it's the plot, not because of like isekai
Mm-hmm.
itself, you know,
Yeah.
the actual plot.
Yeah.
But yeah, it really started to grab my attention because it played well on like role-playing game
Mm-hmm.
theme.
Yeah.
So I really enjoyed that, even though I don't play a lot of games. But it was nice to feel like you were him. And then like looking at stats and stuff, I thought that was really cool.
Classic isekai. Well,
yeah. Well,
we say classic isekai, but I think it's just classic isekai in the like the last 10 years.
yeah, last 10 years.
Yeah, roughly.
Yeah, and I think the interesting part about Rising Shield Hero, I'm just going to shorten it during our podcast.
I just
Rising
say
Shield
Shield
Hero, yeah, is that it first started off as a light novel, and then it became a manga, and then it became an anime.
Yep.
Yeah. So I think that was the most interesting part of its whole journey to get to where it's supposed to be, like, anime wise. And you know, I really feel bad for the protagonist. He gets it hard from the beginning. Usually, like, isekai, people who get isekai, they are really either loved and very powerful, but in Naofumi's case, he's not those yet.
Yeah. Yeah, and we'll get into that a little
Yeah,
bit more.
we'll get into it
in a
more.
bit. But
Yeah, that's how I feel.
overall, you were surprised, pleasantly surprised,
Presently surprised.
as is everything that we watch, apparently.
Yes.
I looked out about it. I was like,
especially isekai animes.
yeah, I'll give you that. I think for you, and we'll touch on that a bit too. But yeah, glad you liked it. But it was funny because this has been on my list for forever, and I've seen like screenshots or like stills of this
and like memes of it. It's very
no
memey.
meme, no memes.
Oh,
For me,
okay,
no memes.
okay.
I did not see anything about this show other than like I'm like, oh yeah, this guy has a shield.
Yeah.
That sounds weird, but okay. But yeah, no, I didn't have any. I had no idea other than like because my brother actually read. I don't know if he read the light novel or the manga.
I think he read the light novel.
I think he read the light novel too.
Yeah, yeah.
But he brought it up to me years ago when the anime dropped, and I think that was like 2019.
Yeah, 2019, and then they renewed season 2 and 3, but then 2 because of COVID kept getting pushed back.
Yeah,
until this.
And
year.
it was weird. Well, and it was weird because, I kept thinking this anime was going on for much longer, but only to realize that it's actually just a legitimate season.
Yeah.
But it just felt like it was going on longer, and maybe it was like due to COVID or something like that.
It's part of the 25.
Actually, no, not even
episode. That part threw a lot of people off.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that was 25 episodes. But I kept thinking it was or even at the time it was like, oh, maybe because Black Clover was ongoing. So
Yeah.
it felt like one of those, but I guess it wasn't.
No.
Well, now I know it wasn't. It just felt like that at the time for me.
I think that 3-year hiatus part like goofed everyone up too.
Yeah. But because I literally just started watching because Veronica recommended it again. I was like, oh, you know what? I have time. I'll watch some stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I'll just give it a shot. I'll watch like an episode or so. Unlike Veronica, I got hooked like in a couple episodes, like 1 or 2, and then I just kept going. I was like, I just went with it.
I think you finished in like a weekend, like 4 days or something.
Roughly,
4 days, yeah.
Yeah, it broken up, but if you were to time it, it was essentially just me watching over the weekend.
Yeah,
so that's what it felt like. So,
yeah, because one day I think it was like Tuesday or something. He texted me. He goes, "I'm done. I'm ready for our podcast." I was like, "What?"
And that was like a couple weeks
ago. Yeah. You're like, "I'm done. I'm ready."
But, and if that says anything, I'm one of those that I enjoyed arc 1 of Sword Art Online. I will still say that because as a person that used to play MMOs a lot back in the day, I used to be like a huge vanilla WoW head. And then I kept playing other MMOs because I needed that fix. So it was always one of those things where I'm like, oh, this is great. I like and like Veronica mentioned, like I like the whole world. It does feel, I miss having that feel of like being in a video game isekai. And because it's one of those, like for me as a kid, I just grew up playing like that kind of stuff. Like I was in that world, immersed in that world. And this was one of the few times where I think the plot, I'll say my quick thing is more like, this is unlike most isekai anime where they just follow Sword Art Online. Is at least the plot is somewhat more different.
Oh yeah.
And I think it has a darker tone in a sense.
It does. It does.
Protag's mindset.
Yeah.
And I think that's a nice change of pace. And like Veronica mentioned, usually they're always loved or like super OP, and it doesn't exactly feel like the case here. It has a moment, but it's not like
not
it's off the
at
bat
first. It's like not off the
it
bat.
doesn't feel, and it doesn't feel as incelly. Honestly.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's not like Slime where, he gets reincarnated and then he just like poof, he's like super powerful and he's very loved. This one, now for me, like had to work for it.
Yeah.
He still does, but
we'll talk about that a bit more. But
Yeah.
overall, I enjoyed it. I think it's one of the few animes or isekai animes I'm like, yeah, this is good. I like it. Yeah. And I actually would wholeheartedly recommend it just based off the first season so far.
Oh, same.
But with that, I think we'll get into spoilers.
Oh my goodness.
Spoilers. But I think before that, we're going to take a quick break to talk about our sponsors.
On today's episode, we are sponsored by Anchor. It is a free podcast hosting service that we actually use. We've been using Anchor since we've started the podcast. It's because there are creation tools that allow us to record and edit the podcast right from our phones and computers. A huge plus for us is that Anchor would distribute our podcast to all platforms such as Spotify, Apple iTunes, Google Podcasts, and many more. It really is everything that you need to make a podcast all in one spot. Please download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm, anchor.fm to get started.
And we're back.
Wow, what a quick break.
What a long break. What are you talking about?
I mean, what a long break.
Whichever one. I can't tell anymore. Like I said, time is relative.
It
But
really is.
Veronica.
Harrison.
Again, reminder, spoilers. We're going to talk about spoilers now. We're going to
5,
talk more about it.
4, 3, I can't count. 2, 1.
I have a stroke right now. But, okay, so I know we talked about this in a sense, and I kind of want to just get more of your thoughts on it. You being the veteran isekai watcher that you are.
The isekai hater that I am. Don't you dare call me.
With that.
Triggered. I am
I
triggered.
guess, what? Because compared to most, like, I know you like Slime because honestly, it's a really cute anime. It's a feel good
cute.
and all that. And I know you didn't like Sword Art because honestly, after arc 1, it just kind of
goes to shit.
goes to shit. Let's be real. I know there's some that like it. They grew up on it. Yeah, it's fine, whatever.
Yeah.
But
your opinion does not matter.
I already said my piece at the beginning. So, what about this one made you, or as someone like we said, you're essentially an isekai hater. Yeah. What kept you going? Wow, I can't talk right now. Why'd you keep watching the show?
I think because I was curious, because the monsters or like the waves that they have to beat, it was very like mysterious, and you didn't know like what they were, because they were always called like the waves. Oh, we have to beat the wave. Like, we have to save the town. And then the other thing was that I was very curious on why they hated the shield hero so much. Because there was, like, the bow, sword, and then...
Spear,
yeah. So they loved the other 3 heroes, but not the shield hero.
Yeah.
And I think, like, I have this, like, soft spot for underdog protagonists. And I just really wanted... now for me to just beat everyone.
Yep. Yeah. Agree with that.
Yeah.
Hardcore.
But I think that's why it kept me entertained. And also it's very dark. Like, it's not your typical like isekai feel good. Hey, I jumped into this game and like now I don't know what to do, or they're, chicks with big boobs.
But somehow works out.
Yeah.
But somehow works out for the protag.
Yeah.
Because we mentioned how, like, most time, and it's just like, oh, they're just OP somehow, right?
Yeah. He, like, Naofumi had to, like, really work for it. Especially get his stats up. And then, he gets a slave. Like, 2, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then,
2,
I just didn't like the word slave. They were just attached to him via contract.
Nah, they're slaves.
Yeah, but they're slaves, yeah.
But they're slaves.
Yeah.
But that's the whole thing. I think that's the other thing that kept it interesting was like all these other heroes, they like go gallivanting. They're like, no, I'm a good person, all this stuff. But like, Naofumi would actually, but they're not.
Yeah.
But then Naofumi's kind of actually a good person, but he's doing all these bad things. Like he goes down the dark bad route of like doing things, right?
Yeah.
Like he does like he does all these like risky like businesses, like we said, slave contracts, but he'll do anything. And like when he fights, he does underhanded tactics. Like we've seen that in other places, but it's like he essentially embraces it because he knows he has to.
Yeah, and he follows through it with all his actions.
Yeah. And even throughout the season, he technically has an arc. He gets better. He still goes back to being like, oh no, I just care about money.
Yeah.
Not like that's his thing, but he does. That's like one of the things that he portrays. He's like, oh, I'll do this, but you gotta pay me. Which
Yeah.
he's not wrong. He's
It's
like,
not
yeah,
wrong.
I need to do stuff, or I need to have some sort of like income
Yeah, and then there's
because
just
I'm not
like
being helped.
yeah, and then there's like some themes like discrimination and like social injustice and
Hmm.
all this other stuff like behind all the actions of everyone else.
It's relatively political,
Yeah, it is.
and religion is political too.
Yeah, and then like the popes were like kind of
Yeah,
in there too, and like towards
Yeah.
the end half. Yeah, it was interesting. That's what kept me going.
nice.
Yeah. How about you? What grabbed your attention?
I think you mentioned a lot of things. For me, it was actually a lot of like, when you mentioned it, it was like the whole cheering for the underdog, because like we mentioned, compared to most isekais, they're put in a good spot,
Yeah.
but they just figure it out over time. But they're like, oh, they have like plot armor and all this stuff. And not saying that, and Naofumi is also he is OP because he does have this. He has the one shield. What was it? The
or
dark.
the one defense, like the rage.
Yeah, the rage shield or something like
Yeah.
that. Yeah. But I forgot all of a sudden. But he, yes, that is his OP aspect. But they play off the fact that he has that because his base is channeled through his anger,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and his anger stems from how the anime starts, where he is essentially
Just
cast
being
out. He's casted
mistreated.
out, mistreated, and I mean like the princess, the not Melty. What's her sister's name? Malty. I forget what the older sister's name
Me
is.
too. We're bad with
Because,
names.
well, she has a lot of names now. So.
Yes, she does.
But essentially, he gets accused of sexually assaulting her.
Yeah,
And
the redhead.
The redhead.
Yeah, the redhead.
The older sister, and the king. So the dad is like essentially just treats him like absolute garbage afterwards, and just doesn't like help him at all in a sense, and he just gets ostracized. And I think that made me want to watch more because I want to see how he gets through this.
Yeah,
Because
it's
that is
different.
a sucky situation. Because
Yeah.
he really is just like, he's doing everything he can just to go back home because he doesn't want to deal with this situation anymore.
He's just trying to survive. This man's
Yeah,
trying to survive.
Yeah. So, yeah, and I think it's just interesting. He is just like, I think what's also interesting is like you mentioned, he's not like that happy-go-lucky character that like most
Oh yeah,
protags
no.
are, but he has like this cynical, like untrusting mentality of like everything and how it works. He's like, oh, I hate royalty, but it makes sense. Like a lot of stuff that happens to him, it does make sense why he's reacting in a certain way.
Yeah.
So
I agree.
it's not. So I think that I like that there's layers to this, and I think that's at least enough for what the story is. It's like you said, it touches on a lot of like political issues and like social injustice and all that stuff. So
Yeah. No,
and
I
think
agree.
I think, and for me, that's what pulled me in. Like I was really interested in that because
And
I'm like, dude, he got kicked to the bottom. Like
He had zero money, like zero
Yeah.
like people
He
following
literally-
him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
it was
the
horrible.
circumstances he was in. I was like, yeah, I got to see how he gets out of this because obviously he gets better. I'm just curious of how. That's why I was so hooked because I was like, oh, it does keep building up, and it's like, oh yeah, it shows how he's doing certain things, and yeah,
How
it's
he's
like,
rising as the shield hero.
mhm.
Oh
Wow.
my god! Wow!
Oh my gosh, what a title.
What a title!
But yeah, so I think for me that's what popped out a lot is for that.
Oh no, yeah, I totally agree.
Um,
I think there are a lot of feel good moments. Like we're saying, like, oh, this is all like dark and all
because
the
it
bad
starts
stuff.
off dark,
Yeah,
but yes,
but there's
there are
like
some
a lot of feel good moments. Yeah.
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 Do you have any favorites or like not moments? I guess what aspects of the anime do you like?
So I love Philo, the little birdie.
I knew it.
She's so cute. She's like, oh, I just want to like hug her. She's so cute. But
You love
yeah,
Philo.
I love Philo.
So
Raftalia is also good.
she's best girl.
She is best girl.
Oh,
Ship
when
them.
she was, oh yes,
100%.
But it was so cute to see like when he picked her up as a slave, like essentially he was like taking care of her and all that. And it was
Mhm.
really, it was again, it was also really sad to see like it's she is a slave and she's like wincing
She's
at any
bound to
movement.
him. Yeah.
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 And she's and it is sad to see that, but it was also cute to see like how they've grown.
Yeah, and how they
But
interacted and how he
hmm
protects them and fights with them. He didn't
yeah,
honestly he doesn't want them injured ever. Like he's
no,
always been the one that's taken all the hits and stuff most of
hmm
the time. So
yeah.
yeah. But yeah, do you have a favorite character? Is it
Um,
Raftalia, the best girl, best
Reptile is
character?
one of my favorites. I'm trying to remember. I think the queen's hilarious.
Oh yeah, she
After
is.
like she is badass, and
Yeah.
then it's just funny how like there's like moments where you're like, oh, that's hilarious. That's how melty. Like there's the younger princess matches her mom. Also, I also thought it was like there's little things that they sprinkle. It's very interesting how like it's actually it's not a patriarchy, but it's a matriarchy
Yeah.
system. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, I didn't expect that because you're led to believe like the king's
The king
just
does
doing all these
everything.
things,
But he
Yeah.
doesn't.
but he doesn't actually have the power.
Yeah.
And you start learning like, oh, he actually screwed over like the kingdom, even though he wanted to. There's still
Even though he
like
wanted to save
breadcrumbs.
them, but he couldn't.
There's still
sort-
breadcrumbs where you're kind of. I'm like they haven't addressed it.
Yeah.
Like how he keeps saying like, oh, not again, like not my family again. You're
Yeah.
like, what?
You're like,
What?
again?
They still haven't addressed that, right? I'm not crazy,
No,
right?
no, they haven't.
Okay.
They haven't.
Yeah, that's
Maybe
still
in
like
season 2.
yeah.
Yeah.
I did you like the twist?
Yeah. That
With the,
shook me.
and it's okay. Actually, I like the 2 adventures that they show. I forgot the name all of a sudden.
Oh no, we're bad. at
It's from the
names.
other world too.
Yeah.
No, there's so many characters. There's honestly so many characters, and
You just meet so many people and like so many
I
creatures.
just remember his name's like Lark. I don't know how to say it. It was like
Yeah.
like apostrophe ARC,
yeah.
right? And then his partner. But I thought he was such a cool character design. I was like, dang, he looks so cool.
I know.
And but the entire time it was kind of, they did it really well. Like initially I was also trusting of him too. And now for me also started to become trusting as well. Just
But
to find
then
that him
backstabbed.
and they're all like, oh, they're from like another world. And I was like, oh, dang. I thought the twist, like, because the entire time you're just like, oh, there's waves.
Yeah.
And you just think it's monsters.
It's monsters, but it's not.
But you realize, like, the first time he fights, what's her face? Glass.
Mm-hmm.
And she was what was it? She was what kind of, and it was like essentially it's an alternate universe almost. Because it's like they have 4 heroes as well. And she's like the,
It was like a parallel universe.
Fan, like
to
the
this
fan
one.
hero. It's so interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a parallel because it's like she's the fan hero, and then he's like the not spear, but essentially like scythe.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then the other girl was like gem related.
Mm-hmm.
It's all cool. Like I think that twist was like, damn, that's huge.
That was a good twist.
That's such a
It
good
shook
twist.
me. So out of the other 3 heroes, was there one that you liked or disliked the most?
I mean, the go-to dislike is obviously the spear
Yeah.
guy. Oh, can we talk about justice was served when they fought him and what was it? They fought each other, right?
Yeah, they did.
Or I know they fought each other twice.
Yeah, there was a race one. They were racing because Naofumi had Philo as
I didn't even count that one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but yes, that was a confrontation. Then another one was like
And then
the
there's
confronting
another
again.
one. Yeah.
But Raftalia got freed.
Yep.
But then it doesn't happen again. This is why I can't remember also because that
happens
binged
again.
so hard.
Yeah.
But essentially they fight again. But in terms of like the queen was there this time.
Yeah, and then they were gonna get their heads chopped off.
Oh wait, no. It wasn't a fight, but it was just the it was the court. It's that when it got recorded and everything, and it's like essentially just revealing how she or what's her face? I forgot her adventure's name too. I forgot what it was.
Moto. Yasu.
No, mine.
Mine.
We called her Mine for a bit.
Oh yeah.
But then her first name's actually like Malty because the other one's Melty.
Melty, yeah.
Yeah. But mine was like essentially like lying and all this stuff. But man, that felt so good to watch. That was
Justice
just like,
was served.
I was like, hell yeah. And then now Fumi just comes in, saves them, but then gives them new names.
It's like Slut and something.
Yeah, it was Bitch.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Like, first name was Bitch, but her adventurer name is Slut. And then the king got renamed as Trash.
We love to see that.
Oh,
that was so good.
It was so good. Yeah, I'm curious how that all works because I'm super confused. But essentially, yeah, he's trash.
Oh yeah, he is.
Did you have any...
Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say they definitely kept alluding to at the end where he keeps talking to people, the dad, the king.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know.
I'm curious where it's gonna go with him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There's so many plot holes left, and questions that need to be answered.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Did you have any gripes? Any criticism? Anything you disliked?
No, on the top of my head, I think it was like a nice change of pace for an isekai. Because like that was the other thing where like slime, the charm is that he's a slime, right?
Yeah.
My camera's moving, but the charm is that he's a slime, and you just want to see how it gets better because he's a freaking slime.
Yeah. While
this one, Alfumi just has like an unfortunate circumstance where you want to see how he rises up from that.
Oh yeah.
So far this season's good. I think watching second season, I'm curious how it'll go.
Since it's been so long.
It's been so long, but for me, it
hasn't been that long. But for people who saw it in 2019.
But for people that saw it, yeah. Like, dang, that's a long wait. I'm curious because he's in better standing now
with everyone.
Everyone. Yeah. And that was the whole thing was he was trying to push against like all the norms that were set up against him, right?
Yeah.
But now he has a lot more backing. He has his own like
he has his own
town. Yeah, mayor or duke or whatever like that. Like king, a lord over the king or not kingdom or whatever. Like the
little town.
His area. Yeah. But yeah, he has so many people backing him now. And I'm just curious how that would go, because I think that was what was the big charm in the first one, where it's like he was such an underdog that it was just cool to see. I mean, I'm so excited to see more. I'm just curious how they could push that barrier, because like it was him essentially. I mean, at the end of the day, they still just had to beat the other group of heroes technically.
Yep.
So that it is like the ceiling that he has to break, and he's getting
stronger too.
He's getting closer.
Yeah. Closer, yeah.
But what about you? Any gripes?
No. I think I watched this like during the 2020 pandemic, so it's been a while. Yeah. So I think the only issue I had was just waiting, because I just waited 2 years. It's been a while. I think I know.
You said you watched the year after it came out.
I did. I was like, I have to wait.
Dang.
I know. I think people will either really love this or really hate it. There's no really in between, because you'll either get really hooked or you'll watch a couple episodes and you just won't like it.
I think there's a higher chance for someone to like it, because I think from all the isekais I've seen, it's always been copy paste of Sword Art.
Yeah.
You always have like the OP pro tag that's like incel or like super like, like what was it, super
I know everything.
Emo,
yeah,
or I know everything, so like
no, but
you have like the harem and all that stuff, so it's typical. Like, yes, there's aspects of that here too, but I guess
but it's like downplayed. It's not really like in your face downplayed all the time.
Okay, you know what, I don't you like what's her face, the
Philo,
the bird. Yeah, you like Philo. I don't. Not that I don't like her. I think she's a hilarious like comedy relief.
Yeah, she is.
It's just always weird to me when people like those kind of characters, like the spear hero, right? He's like,
yeah. Ooh, people like him.
That, but like that's a legitimate thing. No. Like, not that they like him, but how he likes those kind of characters. He's like, she's an angel.
Yeah.
I like. It's just funny to see like how these four the other three heroes really do act like it's a game. Because to them it is.
I mean, it is to them.
It really does feel like it. But it's never actually established as much.
Yeah.
While like Sword Art, it was a game, you know.
Yeah.
So, but like you said, there's like a HUD and everything, so it's totally different. And all.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that was my only. I guess it's not like a huge gripe. I just.
Yeah, it's just something you just don't like too much.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can see that. I see
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
But that's all I got. Like I just really like the show, and I can't wait to see more of season 2.
I know. I'm so
Now
excited.
that we're here.
We're here.
But anything else you want to add?
No. Everyone should just watch it. It's really good.
Just watch it. It's on Crunchyroll. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just like, yeah, just go watch there. It's not getting. It's hard to keep up. I'm like, it's not getting taken down, right? No, it's getting added.
No.
Yeah.
It got added.
But yeah, if that's everything, I'm just gonna close it out.
Oh, okay. ASMR?
What? No, stop that. But yeah, thanks for tuning in. You can follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Twitter, and Patreon. I keep misreading. I can't read. At NgoVo Convo, NgoVo Convo. And if you're on YouTube, don't forget to hit that like button and notification bell to get updates from when we upload. And subscribe.
It's a big red button. Can't miss it.
Big red button. Can't miss it.
Can't miss it.
Thumbs up too. Easy. But yeah, just let us know how we're doing, what you want to see next, what we should watch,
Read, play,
whatever.
DM us, message
Easy.
us, comment, like,
Give us
subscribe.
things- Give us Rex. But yeah, other than that, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.